Police tape still wrapped around this tree where neighbors say this road was blocked off all of Thursday morning. Kentucky State Police say on Wednesday they came and found one man dead outside of this house and two women dead inside.
It's really eye-opening.
On High Plains Road in Breckinridge County, you will see few cars pass up the winding road.
It's a pretty peaceful place.
But it was the opposite of peaceful across the street from David Carroll's home Thursday morning. Officers were sent to the home Wednesday night to do a welfare check. When they arrived, police found 3 dead bodies and 2 dead dogs. Police say Tyler Waymeyer is the suspect, saying he admitted to the killings and moving 2 of the bodies. Carroll said Waymeyer lived in the home but didn't know his relationship to the victims.
He never really come across as weirdo or anything. Seemed like he was a nice young guy.
Police say all 3 died from blunt force trauma. The victims are 77-year-old Audrey Whalen, 51-year-old Michelle Whalen, and 58-year-old Doss Smothers.
You would never thought that would happen.
Carroll said Audrey Whalen had lived in the house since the 80s, and Michelle was her daughter. Carroll did not know the man killed.
You wouldn't think something would happen like that out here in the country, you know.
Waymeyer is currently being held in the Breckinridge County Detention Center. He is due back in court on Tuesday. He is charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and animal cruelty. In Breckinridge County with photojournalist Greg Shapker, Katrina Nickel, WDRB News.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
With arms wrapped around each other, shoulders to lean on, familiar faces to hug.
We're all very heartbroken.
In the heart of downtown,
welcome to the Muhammad Ali Center Plaza.
Louisvillians took time to try and heal their hearts.
This is our home.
Honoring the 5 people who walked into Old National Bank Monday morning and were killed.
We lost colleagues, friends, mentors.
In the crowds of hundreds were Old National Bank workers like Ellen Nichols.
I feel a lot of things. Most of it's guilt, knowing that I should have been there.
Nichols was home Monday morning with her newborn daughter. She has been on maternity leave.
And I had a friend in law enforcement that called me and said, "Ellen, where are you at?" And I said, "I'm at home." He said, "Oh, thank God, because there's a shooter at your bank. And it's not good."
Nichols should be planning to return to work May 1st. Instead, she's left grieving her co-workers.
But just knowing that I was supposed to be there and I get to see another day and my colleagues don't, it's very guiltful.
She sat with co-workers and strangers as pastors, rabbis, doctors, politicians all tried to offer words of comfort.
I believe in heaven, which means that while the body is mortal, the soul is eternal. And Tommy, I will see you again, and we will see all of these incredible individuals again.
While there are still so many questions about why these 5 people's lives were taken, the focus right now is on remembering them.
That's what we all need, is just prayers, love, support.
MLB legend Cal Ripken Jr. is bringing his Ripken experience here to the Elizabethtown Sports Park because he wants every Little League player to have that big league experience.
Even down to sunflower seeds or Gatorade, all the things that you see that we all took for granted.
From the dugout to the walk-up music, Baltimore Orioles legend Cal Ripken Jr. is leaving his mark on the E-Town Sports Park, making sure the future of baseball can get a taste of what it's like to be a pro.
There can only be one winner, but you can enjoy the experience with your teammates against tougher competition. You can grow, from the experience.
While the sports complex has been around for a decade and brings in $150 million for the city and over 160,000 visitors each year, Elizabethtown Mayor Jeff Gregory expects the next 10 years and beyond to be even better thanks to this partnership.
Ripken Experience is Ripken Experience, and it really brings a name and a trademark and a brand that a lot of other places don't get to see.
The baseball great himself sees the growth his team can bring to one of Kentucky's premier sports park.
I've heard stories about this complex for years. When we had the opportunity to come look at it and see if we could partner, then we jumped at that opportunity. So this complex is gorgeous.
And the Ripken experience to Elizabethtown only expands his Kentucky connections.
But I never felt comfortable with anything but a Louisville.
He's even got a streak in Kentucky. After all, he's a player known for showing up, like those 2,632 consecutive games he played in the MLB.
I came to the Kentucky Derby a number of times. I had like a consecutive streak of about 8 or 10 years coming to the Derby.
But for now, his priorities lie in E-Town.
This complex is gorgeous.
In Elizabethtown with photojournalist Greg Shapker, Katrina Nickel, WDRB News.
Hearing that horn and going off the block, taking off. I love the experience.
While there technically isn't an I in team, Adrian Harrison can make the argument there is.
At first it was sort of weird, but now I'm used to it. I just don't let it affect me. I just swim.
The 11th grade academy at Shawnee swimmer is the only student on the team.
I've been swimming for 6 years, so it's pretty normal to me at this point, being alone.
There's a few students in middle school who join him in the pool during practice, but Harrison and his coach are usually solo at high school swim meets and make the most of the time waiting for him to take the block.
He's very sassy, which I love because it makes for a fun practice, makes for a fun meet.
As a team of one of the biggest challenges is only having one competitor during practice. The clock.
Every year I try to reduce my time, I guess, and be the best swimmer I can be.
Before his senior season comes, both Harrison and his coach would love to get more students to dive into the sport of swimming.
I wish that he did have that team support and those people to really lean on and kind of get tips and tricks from. And I think that it's super important to have that confidence boost and have that team building experience.
And Harrison's biggest goal is to make a splash with a relay team.
Anybody can learn how to swim and compete. It's not that hard.
Katrina Nickel, WDRB News.